Grab the duct tape and mentally prepare yourself for yet another mind-expanding knowledge bomb from America's #1 business coach, Clay Clark.
That's it. Bombs away.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the Thrivetime show on your radio and podcast download. And on today's show, we are joined with the man, the myth, the dude without the negative attitude, the king of all things franchising. It's Mr. Matt Kline. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing great today. How are you guys?
Matt,
what an introduction there. That was.
I'm excited for Matt. I'm excited for Matt because
that was.
Well, I mean, I've been studying a lot of Muhammad Ali intros, and so they'll get longer over time. Pretty soon, you'll have about a 45.
So these are going to get better over time.
Yeah, soon you'll have like a 14.
Going to get better every time.
I promise that next week your intro will be at least 1 minute long, and it will rhyme the entire time. Okay, that's my commitment to you. That's my commitment to the OxyFresh update.
He's going to do it.
I'm on the record. Okay, so here we go. Now, Matt, what I want to talk about today is technicians versus business owners. Technicians versus business owners. And this is kind of the idea. According to the book E-Myth, this is Michael Gerber, the best-selling author of the E-Myth, and one of his books, The Most Successful Small Business in the World, Chuck. This is on page number, let me see here, page number 3. Page number 3, Michael Gerber writes, note that 70% of all companies and 100% of home businesses are sole proprietorships. One person or two, and that's all, operate the business. These people, these businesses are populated by owners working for a living. They're working at a job and nothing more. But of course, that's all they've ever wanted to do. All they ever wanted to do was to create a job and to create control over their personal income, to create a place of work, to create a place where they can do what they know how to do. Now, how is that different than the typical OxyFresh franchise owner's mindset? There's so many OxyFresh franchise owners I've met that buy the business model to create time freedom, where there is actually people in the same industry that just have a job. Can you kind of contrast the idea of being a business owner versus being a technician?
Yeah, certainly. And, I think that's one of the things, what you just said there is very important. I always laugh and I tell people, I realize that, you've probably never woke up and dreamed about owning a carpet cleaning company. And I realize that. I certainly didn't. Most people haven't. But it's when you understand what the model can do, understanding what the infrastructure has when you actually start the business from the beginning, right? If you're doing everything for your company, it's going to be very hard because you have to figure out everything as you go. And then you have to try to figure out the systems to basically remove yourself and still operate at an efficient level. And that's where a lot of companies fail, right? With OxyFresh, I feel very fortunate to be able to own this business as well as run these businesses where I don't have to worry about, if my website's going to be operating today. And as things change, I myself have to hire someone to update them for me, right? I also don't have to worry about, for instance, hiring an admin staff. This one's so big to me because I don't have to answer the phones myself, right? I don't have to go out there and hire someone, train them for 2 weeks, sit by them for 2 weeks as we look for calls to come in, and be able to have them speak the language, be professional.
Dude.
That is so important because right now I can have people that are more versed than me speaking better about carpet cleaning, even though I'm the owner and I know everything there is to know about this business.
Yes.
They are still doing this at such a higher level than I could ever do or hire for. So it gives me time freedom back, but also I'm more efficient than if I try to do it myself.
Matt, you are hitting on a hot button there, and I want to contrast Matt's story to the story of starting DJ Connection Chup. Okay, this is what my typical day looked like, Matt. True story. Here we go. I'm getting into story time. Here we go. Matt, I would typically wake up at 4 a.m., and I would write search engine content until 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., I'd have my staff meeting. At 10 a.m., I would then begin quote-unquote work. Now, I've been up since 3 or 4 a.m. writing search engine content. Now, Matt, I'm not a trained coder. I'm not a trained web developer. I've spent the first 6 hours of my day optimizing my website. Then I've got to train my staff, which consisted of a man named Garrett, who was perpetually high, to teach him how to answer the phones properly.
Hello, bro.
And I had to train all my DJs. And by the way, Matt, none of this was documented. Nothing was written down. It was like a verbal, tribal knowledge. So there was no phone scripts. Not kidding. There was no phone scripts. There was no search engine optimization process. It was all in my head. And Matt, I am not exaggerating. I would work at least 9 hours every day before noon just on getting my voicemails returned, checking my emails, and optimizing my site every day.
Wasn't that fun?
And that was my personal hell, Matt, until I could finally afford to hire a web guy. And let me tell you about this web genius. This guy would charge me $6,000 a month there, Matt, $6,000 a month to maintain my rank in Google. And if I had wanted any changes at all, it was just under $200 for any modifications, Matt.
Cha-ching.
And then
Sounds about right.
And if I wanted to make a print piece, like you guys at OxyFresh, if I'm a franchise owner, I get to choose from, tons of different options of print pieces and proven, billboards or print pieces or business cards. It's all laid out. It's all templated. It's all designed. You have the proven systems that work. If I ever wanted to create a print piece, I had to call a design firm in Tulsa. And for the low price of about $2,000 a month, they would make a print piece, and it would take about a month to get it done. It was unbelievable. I mean, that was my, and you talk about hiring somebody. Matt, I had to also manage the people. I had to invent all these systems from scratch. And if somebody buys an OxyFresh, you give them all of these systems. So how in the world does OxyFresh corporate make any money? I mean, you're giving people, honestly, millions of dollars of research and development and proven systems. How does OxyFresh make any money with the 400 locations when you're giving people that many great systems and processes?
Sure, and that's a very good point, is that, we don't just have these resources that come out of the sky. We've built them over time. We've invested in them, and we've concentrated on them. So there are monthly fees that go along with a franchise. And a lot of people say, well, $395 a month is a pretty big cost. And I say, not if you've ever run a company before.
Yeah.
Right. And you try to do this on your own, because what you're doing is you're paying that money anyways. I don't care what anyone says. You're paying that money. It's just a lot harder to track because it doesn't go into basically a fund. Right. So, when you pay, for instance, for OxyFresh, 2% of your sales goes to the National Advertising and Technology Fund. Right. This is an audited fund. It's very important. It's by far your best return on investment, because for 2% pay-as-you-go pay scale, you are getting an entire back-end office technology suite that, like you said, has cost us millions of dollars to develop.
Millions.
But because we have so many franchisees, it's a little piece of a much, much bigger pie that helps everybody around the country be up to date.
Matt, let me pile on this real quick. Let me just freak out for a second on this, because this is you're a very measured, Chubb, he's a very measured, calm guy.
Got it together.
But I want to freak out for a second. I just want to go crazy. So Matt, let's say I have an OxyFresh and I'm one of the top performers in the country, okay? I'm just on fire. Like, I'm just the best ever. Yeah. So let's say I do $1 million a year of revenue, okay? $1 million a year. 2% of $1 million, Chubb, is $20,000.
Right.
I just want to make sure we get this. I had 2 web coders working for me at one point, Matt. 2 developers working with me when I was growing my businesses. 2. Each one made over $100,000 a year. And our total gross revenue we only did 4,000 weddings a year. I want to make sure listeners get this. I was paying Matt, if you had came to me and you said, hey, Mr. DJ Connection, I own a carpet cleaning franchise. I'm a brand developer for OxyFresh, and I'll let you fire, lay off, get rid of those cantankerous 2 web guys that you never quite understand what they're doing. I'll let you lay them off, and for 2% of your income, I'll do it for you. I would have said yes. And you said, how much is the monthly fee? How much is the monthly fee roughly once you buy an OxyFresh, like per month to be a franchise owner?
So it's $395 a month. That is flat. And
dude,
that is essentially your franchise support, coaching platforms, onboarding specialists. We have individualized people in each category that will be able to answer any specific questions, whether it's marketing, cleaning system, online marketing compared to print marketing. So, those fees that we talk about are are the reason we are allowed to be on the cutting edge of technology and be able to answer the phones for you and do all those things. But again, time, freedom, and flexibility doesn't come from the sky. It comes from having the resources and automation already set up, and that's what we've done.
Let me tell you what you get for $395, Chup, and I want to get your take on this. This is what you get for $395. Now, again, I know Denver, thriving economy, things are going well there. Maybe the cost of living is different there, Matt. But in Tulsa, for $395, you get an employee for about 26 hours who's the entry-level employee. You know what I mean? I can get an entry-level employee who knows nothing about branding, coaching, search engine optimization, certainly nothing in the way of proven strategy or consulting advice like I get at OxyFresh. I don't get any of that for about $395, Chup. You know this. I can hire somebody that I can find right now that works as an entry-level barista at Starbucks.
Right.
And I'm not banging on entry-level barista positions there. I mean, if there's a guy doing that job, that's great. You got to start somewhere.
That's just the going rate.
But I'm just saying, you talk about paying someone $10 an hour, and then you add in the taxes you take out in the office space for them. I mean, Matt, we have a big team in Tulsa. You can't get anybody. You cannot get any skilled person at all to support your business in terms of marketing or coaching or consulting for anywhere close to anything less than $7,000 a month in Tulsa. Right. Now, that's in Tulsa now. That could be different in Denver. I'm sure in Denver people work for free and people are willing to work for 3 cents an hour. But I mean, it's at least $7,000 for someone who knows what they're talking about. Now, if they come with a back-end team to support them, that's going to be about $10,000 a month, Chubb. There's some top-level consultants in Tulsa.
Yep.
And for about $10,000 a month, you get a guy and a back-end team. Chubb, back to you.
Well, and I came from the other side of it. You had the 2 coders that were making $100,000 a year.
Oh, those guys, freaking.
We didn't have the resources yet to have the coders, so guess who was doing it?
Uh-oh.
Me.
You're the WordPress guy.
That's me.
Nice.
That's the guy building a server for our 5-person office. I should have been bidding more jobs to get more revenue coming into the company, but I didn't because I was an idiot because I didn't have $395 systems that I could buy into like this. So you're either going to spend your time or you're going to spend your money, and this is an amazing value with these proven systems.
Matt, point 2, I want to really tap into your wisdom. This is also on page 3 of Michael Gerber's best-selling book, The Most Successful Small Business in the World. People that get stuck in their business, he describes them. He says, these are doers. They are doers doing what they do. They are what they are, but nothing more than that. What they do seems to be how they are defined. So, Matt, if somebody buys an OxyFresh carpet cleaning franchise, they don't have to be a carpet cleaning guy. They don't have to be, I'm a carpet cleaning guy forever. I mean, they can have time freedom, right? They don't have to actually sit there and clean carpets all day.
Certainly not. And some do in the very beginning. That doesn't mean that you can't do it. I either get one side or the other, right? I mean, I get, well, I want to do them and I want to do them in the beginning until I get my business off the ground. Excellent. You can do that. No problem. A lot of people do that. But there's a lot of people that say, you know what, my time is not really spent wisely if I'm doing jobs beyond just learning and being an expert on doing it, right? Because if my time's spent doing jobs, I'm not doing all the other things to make my day really, really efficient, whether it's talking to a property manager about the unique proposition that we have with our cleaning system that will give them a huge benefit when they use us. But I think that time is probably spent a little bit more than doing a job, right? So with us,
right,
because of, again, that call center, because of the way our cleaning system is set up and very ease of use in terms of training other people, because the marketing in most of it is automated, at least on the residential front, you do not have to do the jobs. I mean, I'm speaking to you guys right now, and I have things happening with my business. Jobs are being booked. My technician just texted me and said, hey, 12 o'clock job just moved to 1. No problem, right? Constant communication. But I'm doing multiple things at one time, and I'm not failing at that because the systems, again, we talk about systems, they're set up to where if I go on vacation, right, I maybe personally am not building my business that week, but my business isn't taking a back seat. They're still operating at the highest level as if I was there. And I think that's very important. Technology is a great thing.
Now, Matt, you on page number 4 of Michael Gerber's best-selling book, The Most Successful Small Business in the World, he writes, he's explaining why entrepreneurs get stuck in that position, Chup, where they just own a job, but they don't have time freedom. He says they are told, this means entrepreneurs, they're told that the idea of going out on their own is to do what they love. And once they do that, everything will just come their way. Unfortunately, this isn't true and never has been. And that's why most businesses fail. They aren't businesses at all. They're just jobs. So there's got to be somebody out there listening right now, Matt. There's somebody out there that you've helped over the years, somebody that's a current OxyFresh owner that you could think of. And I'm not asking for their specific name or their specific territory, but there's got to be somebody out there that you could think of that had a job where they were exchanging their time for money and they were able to buy an OxyFresh. And now they have a business, maybe multiple territories, and now they're making 6 figures, but they've been able to achieve the time freedom. Can you think of an example of somebody who went from owning a job to now owning a successful OxyFresh and maybe even multiple territories?
Absolutely. We have had this happen several times. The one that I am closest to, because he was actually 5 years ago, he was one of the first people that I brought through OxyFresh as a development role.
Wow.
Excellent guy and family man. And he basically said, I can't keep doing this. I can't spend time with my family. I can't, I'm not getting up every day and saying, man, I am excited about what's going to happen today. He was dreading every single day. Right. And he took an approach of not going cold turkey. And he basically said, I need to find something that can let me step off, but not leap. I don't want to leap yet. I'm not that comfortable. I got to take care of my family. So he actually did the approach of a little bit semi-absentee, a little harder. Well, what he did is he realized that very soon after he bought the franchise, he goes, my time is spent better on this of where I want to go, which was OxyFresh,
right,
than going to work every time. So he needed just a little bit of confidence. And then instead of taking 6 months or a year, he was off and running in like 3 months. And he just needed to get his ducks in a row and make sure he didn't leave his company in a bad spot. But now he owns multiple territories, just bought a vacation house in Charlotte.
Whoa.
He lives in the New York area, right? So this guy is doing things that he's doing the dream, right? But he didn't just buy the franchise and not do anything. He treated it as if the time was in the day. And so he used that time to grow his business. And I think that's one of the things that people, don't put enough stock in, is that your time should still be used growing the business, but your time is better used in areas of growth rather than trying to set up everything from the beginning. You're not starting from scratch. You're utilizing your time more wisely. And he did exactly that.
Well, what I want to do as we wrap up today's segment, I want to talk about, Chuck, getting the ducks in the row. So if I'm out there listening today and I say, okay, I may be interested in this OxyFresh business, what I'm going to do, Matt, is I'm going to do kind of a step 1, 2, 3, and then you fill in the blanks and or correct me because I'm probably missing something here, okay? So step number 1, you go to thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh, and you fill out the form to request information. Or if you want to make it difficult to track, you just go to oxyfresh.com, and that makes it more difficult. But we'll still find out who you are. But if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh, you can fill out the form. When you fill out the form, a guy by the name of Matt, step 2, or a guy by the name of Mike, step 2, they're going to call you, and they're going to figure out your goals. They're going to find out where you want to go. They're going to figure out if OxyFresh is even the right fit for you. Is it something that even makes is it a good use of anybody's time to continue the discussion? Now, somewhere between step 2 and 3, you're going to be presented with this thing called the franchise disclosure document. And you're going to discover all the costs of opening a business, what makes them different. It's kind of like the rule book of franchising. You have to have it in your possession. You're required by federal law to have a franchise disclosure document in your hands for 13 days before you can even buy a franchise. So you have that document. You can read it. It's very transparent. It goes over all the numbers, how the company markets, what makes them different, the history of the company. And then you're going to go to Denver, step 3, and do a discovery day where you get to go to the offices and see the call center, meet wonderful people like Matt, meet technicians, learn how to clean carpets. And then, Matt, if somebody wants to move forward after step 3, what does it cost to get in the game?
Yep. So our franchise fee is broken down. $37,900 is our franchise fee.
Got it.
That includes equipment, product, territory, and training. If you are a veteran, that franchise will cost you $34,110. There's a 10% discount. We very much believe in that piece in veterans. So that gets you your franchise. But then you want to have some operating capital. You want to have about $20,000 or so for operating capital. It stays with you, and it could be a line of credit, cash, whatever. But this is what helps you run your business. This will help you get off the ground and start cash flowing. Things like insurance, local marketing, a low cost per month vehicle, $200 to $300 a month, right? Employees, if you're not doing the jobs in the very beginning. So you want to have 2 sections: upfront investment, get your license, training, everything, and then you want to have some cushion there to get your business off the ground and cash flow.
So again, step 1, you fill out the form at thrivetimeshow.com/oxyfresh. Step 2, Matt and Mike are going to give you a call. What does that first call look like? I mean, is it a 10-minute call? Is it like a 1-hour call? How long is that first initial call?
Sure. Well, it can vary, right? Some people come to the table looking at OxyFresh and all that sort of stuff. That's great. That's fine. Some people come with just nothing, right? Clean slate. So first thing, no matter what, is going to be really just having an introductory call. I want to know exactly what's going on with you, what's got you going down this, what's motivating you, what your circumstance is. Because when I get all that information, then I can speak directly to you, because you're going to be different than somebody else. There's not one single franchise that's the same.
Right.
So understanding that and working back from there is important. And then we're going to go into, the benefits of OxyFresh, and very simple, just kind of an introductory call, 10 to 20 minutes. If you want to extend that over an hour, we love that. We love engaged conversations. But typically 10, 15, 20 minutes, and we'll really kind of get off to the races. And, after that, it's document sharing and looking at maps and going over FDDs and getting you to a point where you're saying, you know what, Matt, this is what we feel comfortable. We want to make sure, or I want to make sure that, that this is what it is and there's no red flags. Let's come out to Colorado and let's, tie this thing up and make sure we can be good partners together.
In Discovery Day, I mean, you give people a full, transparent look at the whole thing. I mean, they get to see the call center. They get to learn how to clean the carpets. They get to see the eco-friendly carpet cleaning technology. I mean, that's a pretty much you're looking through a glass window. I mean, you're seeing the whole company. Am I correct? I mean, it's very transparent, very eye-opening. I mean, you're not hiding anything. The call center's not in a hidden remote location. I mean, it's very open, is it not?
Sure. It is. And actually, we take a little bit different approach to this. When we find somebody and there's a good fit, we actually will pay for them to come out, because we believe in each party having skin in the game, and we're investing in you as well. So when we come out, it's not just for people to learn about OxyFresh, it's to meet the individuals you're going to be working with.
Right.
Whether it's Aaron on the marketing program, Rob on the cleaning system, Cameron for commercial, right? These people are going to be a resource for you. So we need to make sure there's a good fit there too. And, yes, you're going to see the technology platform and how we book jobs and how the call center, works with you and interacts and is into your business, how the cleaning system works. So it's everything from the individual people, the cleaning system, technology, marketing. We're going to get into every piece of that business. And then you are going to say, yep, this makes sense to me, or no, it doesn't. If it doesn't, that's okay too.
Now, Matt, we love to end the show with a boom. And I realize in Colorado, you guys have mastered the art of saying boom, bringing the boom. That's not difficult. But Chup and I have been going through a kind of a rhythm therapy class together. We're Caucasians.
It's a work in progress.
And we're trying to become rhythm sensations. And we've been just working together. So, Chup, it's going to be a 3, a 2, and then a 1. We got
Then
it
the
3. But it's
end on
the
the
3 first, the 2 the second, the 1. Then we hit it right there. You ready, Chup? Matt, are you ready?
Oh, sorry.
Matt, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom! What if one awkward, potentially even harsh conversation had the opportunity to serve as the catalyst that would forever change your life? My name is Clay Clark, and I'm the father of 5 kids. I had a goal to be a millionaire before the age of 30 and to hire my dad. And after I achieved my goals, I've spent the vast majority of my professional career helping people like you. Because I care enough about you, I'm willing to have that tough conversation with you today. Because I believe in your future and I know of your dynamic ability to change. Are you tired of chasing your rainbow dreams and being one of the 90% of American businesses that fail every single year? Are you tired of feeling stuck and being one of the 70% of Americans that hates their jobs? Are you looking to build a real business that will realistically create both time and financial freedom for you and your real family while you're still on earth and healthy enough to enjoy it. Are you done with the pyramid schemes, the get-rich-quick hype programs, the no-money-down real estate scams, and those quasi-religious, feelings-focused motivational seminars? Are you looking for the practical and actionable business systems and processes and the strategies that both Dr. Zellner and I have used to build 13 multi-million-dollar real businesses? My friend, these are real companies. We're talking about a real multi-million-dollar optometry clinic, a real multi-million-dollar wedding photography service, a real multi-million-dollar durable medical equipment company, a real multi-million-dollar men's grooming franchise, a real multi-million-dollar marketing company, a real multi-million-dollar auto auction, a bank, a top 10 iTunes podcast in the category of business, and an Amazon best-selling book. So are we lucky? Do we just know how to pick the right industry, or do we know the proven path? My friend, why do 90% of businesses fail, yet all of our businesses don't? What if you knew the proven systems too? Would you too earn financial freedom? But will the system work for you? Well, I don't know. Call Rachel and Tyler Hastings with the Delricht Clinical Research in New Orleans. These folks have implemented our systems over the past 22 months, and they are now making an incredible monthly profit with Delricht Clinical Research of over $100,000 per month. Will the system work for you? I don't know. Call Thomas Crossan with Full Package Media in Dallas, Texas, and ask him what it feels like to go from being a startup to grossing over $100,000 per month with his real estate photography business within 26 months of joining our program and implementing the proven business strategies. But will the system work for you? I don't know. Call Rachel and Ryan with Tip Top Canine and ask them what it's like to grow their dog training business from just one location to over 8 locations within just 24 months, implementing our proven business coaching system. But will the system work for you? I don't know. Call Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes and ask him what it feels like to be Oklahoma's largest home builder and what it feels like to increase the amount of inbound leads that he receives by over 300% within just 18 months of implementing our proven system. So what does it cost? And what's included in this system? My friend, the Thrivetime Show business coaching program is now enrolling just 2,500 people out there just like you into our exclusive Ultimate Business Coaching Program. This program includes one ticket to the 2-day, 15-hour, and the world's highest and most reviewed business workshop at the Thrivetime Show World Headquarters in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This program will allow you exclusive access to email your questions to info@thrivetimeshow.com, where they can be answered on the podcast and the live radio show broadcasts. This program will give you access to over 2,500 business training videos taught by people like the former executive vice president of Walt Disney World Resorts, who once managed over 40,000 employees and 1 million customers per week. You can learn leadership, taught by the iconic investor and 2-time NBA champion, 2-time gold medalist, and NBA MVP David Robinson. You can learn public relations, taught by the PR consultant of choice for Nike, President Bush, President Clinton, Prince, Michael Jackson, Nancy Kerrigan, and Charlton Heston, and countless other world-class mentors. And my friend, you will gain exclusive VIP access to get a behind-the-scenes look at our businesses, including the elephant in the room. How do the systems work? Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, how do the systems come together? And the Z66 auto auction. Okay, so what does the world's most effective and practical business school cost you? Well, if you went to the University of Tulsa and studied at a private school, you won't learn anything that will help you to start or grow a real business, and it will cost you $40,221 per year. Now, if you went to Oral Roberts University, where I personally went to school, and studied business at yet another private school, you still won't learn anything practical there either that will help you to grow a successful company. But it will cost you $41,024 per year. So let's do the math. That means that the Thrivetime Show Business School without the BS experience is $39,993 less per year than the University of Tulsa. Again, that means that the Thrivetime Show Business Coaching Program is $39,993 less per year than the University of Tulsa. And that's why we've made our program exclusively available for just 2,500 people like you at a cost of just $19 per month, which comes out to a whopping $228 per year. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. Thrive Nation, this is your opportunity to experience the world's best business coaching program for $20 a month. So why wouldn't you do it? Well, according to studies conducted by Nielsen, other people, not you, but the average American is watching TV 5.2 hours per day and consuming 2.3 hours per day of social media. And so they don't have time to invest $19 per month in a coaching program. Did you know that according to Forbes, 88% of the world's rich people spend 30 minutes per day reading and studying on how to improve their practical business skills? My friends, I'm a father of 5 kids, and I know that my kids get to enjoy the fruits of my financial freedom, not because I'm a genius, but because I know the proven systems. I took the ACT 3 times. I had to take algebra 3 times just to pass. I got kicked out of college. Trust me, if I can do it, you can too. My friend, you have nothing to lose, but you will lose by default if you do nothing. So are you going to act and take advantage of this exclusive offer before all 2,500 spots are taken? Or are you just going to become yet another sad example of the 90% of American businesses that fail and the 70% of Americans, according to Gallup, that hate their jobs? Reserve your spot and enroll in the world's best business school today at thrivetimeshow.com. It's just $19 a month. Reserve your spot and enroll in the world's best business school today at thrivetimeshow.com. My friend, it's just $19 per month, and there's only 2,500 spots available. Do not miss out on this exclusive opportunity.